1. We're diving into a classic beauty that's up for grabs on Craigslist. Get ready to feast your eyes on a 1972 Plymouth Valiant scamp that's sure to turn heads and get your heart racing. First things first, let's talk about the condition of this vintage gem. The seller claims it's in excellent original condition, and from what I can see in the photos, it looks like they're not exaggerating. The body appears straight and rust-free, which is a huge plus for a car that's been around for over 5 decades. The paint job looks shiny and well-maintained, giving this Valiant a classic look that's sure to impress. Under the hood, you'll find a reliable slant 6 225 motor that's known for its durability and efficiency. This engine is a testament to the quality and craftsmanship of the era, and it's sure to provide plenty of power for cruising down the highway or taking on your daily commute. One of the standout features of this Valiant is the brand new Galaxy radial tires. These tires not only look great, but they also provide excellent traction and handling, ensuring a smooth and safe ride wherever you go. Inside the car, the interior looks to be in great shape as well. The seats appear to be original and well-maintained, and the dashboard looks clean and free of any major cracks or damage. It's clear that the owner has taken good care of this car over the years, and it shows in every detail. Now let's talk about the price. At $7,450, this Plymouth Valiant scamp is a steal for any collector or enthusiast looking for a classic car that's in excellent condition. It's rare to find a vehicle of this age that's been so well preserved, and the price reflects the value of this unique find. One thing to keep in mind is that the seller has noted that they cannot respond to text or email inquiries. So if you're interested in this car, you'll need to give them a call or stop by in person to get more information and potentially schedule a test drive. Overall, this 1972 Plymouth Valiant scamp is a rare find that's sure to impress. With its excellent condition, reliable engine, and brand new tires, it's a car that's ready to hit the road and provide years of enjoyment to its new owner. If you're in the market for a classic car that's been well loved and maintained, this Valiant is definitely worth checking out. Just be sure to act fast because a deal this good won't last long. 2. We've got a real treat for you. A 1967 Ford Ranchero that's up for grabs on Craigslist. This classic beauty is a true testament to the ingenuity and style of the era, and it's sure to turn heads wherever it goes. First off, let's talk about the condition of this Ranchero. The seller has listed it as being in good condition, which is always a promising sign. However, it's important to note that the odometer has rolled over, so the actual mileage is unknown. This is something to keep in mind when considering the overall wear and tear on the vehicle. Under the hood, you'll find a powerful 289 V8 engine that's sure to provide plenty of get up and go. This engine is a classic choice for the Ranchero, and it's known for its reliability and performance. However, the seller has mentioned that the water pump needs to be replaced, which is a relatively minor issue that can be easily fixed by a mechanic or a savvy DIYer. The exterior of this Ranchero is painted in a classic white color that looks clean and crisp in the photos. The body appears to be straight and free of any major dents or damage, which is always a good sign for a vehicle of this age. The Ranchero's unique design with its half-car, half-truck styling is sure to make it a standout on the road. One thing to keep in mind is that this Ranchero is currently located in Pinedale, Arizona, and is set to be transported to San Diego via Phoenix on Monday, June 17th. If the car doesn't sell in Phoenix, it will be available for purchase in San Diego after that date. This is important to consider if you're interested in buying the vehicle, as you'll need to factor in the logistics of getting it to your location. The seller has also mentioned that this Ranchero has been family-owned for many years, which is a great sign. It suggests that the vehicle has been well cared for and maintained over the years, which can be a big plus when it comes to classic cars. Now let's talk about the price. At $5,500, this 1967 Ford Ranchero is a great deal for anyone looking for a classic car with plenty of character and style. While it may need a bit of work to get it in tip-top shape, the overall condition and history of the vehicle make it a worthwhile investment for any enthusiast. Overall, this 1967 Ford Ranchero is a fantastic find for anyone in the market for a classic car with plenty of personality. Its unique design, powerful engine, and family-owned history make it a standout choice for any collector or enthusiast. If you're interested in making this Ranchero your own, be sure to keep an eye on its location and get in touch with the seller as soon as possible. With a deal this good, it's sure to go fast. 3. We're diving into the details of a 1977 Chevrolet Corvette that's currently up for sale on Craigslist. This classic American sports car is sure to get your heart racing and your imagination soaring. First things first, let's talk about the condition of this 77 Corvette. The seller has listed it as being in good condition overall, which is always a promising sign. However, it's important to keep in mind that this car is over 40 years old, so it's likely to have some wear and tear that comes with age. The seller is offering to provide more pictures and information upon request, so if you're seriously interested, it's definitely worth reaching out to get a better sense of the car's specific condition. One of the most striking features of this Corvette is its classic white paint job. The color looks crisp and clean in the photos, and it's sure to turn heads wherever this car goes. White is a timeless color choice for the Corvette, and it really lets the car's iconic curves and lines speak for themselves. Under the hood, you'll find a powerful engine that's ready to roar to life. The Corvette is known for its impressive performance, and this Lot 77 model is no exception. With just 97,500 miles on the odometer, this car has plenty of life left in it and is ready to hit the open road. The interior of the car looks to be in good shape as well, with no major visible damage or wear. The Corvette's cockpit is designed for driver comfort and control, with all the essential gauges and controls within easy reach. Whether you're cruising down the highway or tearing up the track, this Corvette is sure to provide an exhilarating driving experience. One thing to note is that this Corvette comes with an automatic transmission, which may be a pro or a con depending on your driving preferences. Some enthusiasts prefer the control and engagement of a manual transmission, while others appreciate the convenience and ease of an automatic. Either way, this Corvette is sure to provide plenty of driving thrills. Now, let's talk about the price. At $13,000, this 1977 Chevrolet Corvette is a fantastic deal for anyone in the market for a classic sports car. While it may not be in perfect condition, it's clear that this car has been well cared for over the years and has plenty of life left in it. Plus, with the seller offering to provide more information and pictures, you can be sure that you're making an informed decision before you buy. Overall, this 1977 Chevrolet Corvette is a true gem of a find on Craigslist. Its classic white paint job, powerful engine, and iconic design make it a standout choice for any car enthusiast. If you're in the market for a vintage sports car that's sure to turn heads and provide plenty of driving thrills, this Corvette is definitely worth checking out. So why wait? Get in touch with the seller today and make this classic beauty your own. 4. We've got an incredible find that's sure to make your heart skip a beat. Feast your eyes on this stunning 1956 Chrysler Windsor sedan, currently up for grabs on Craigslist for just $15,000. First things first, let's talk about the powerhouse under the hood. This beauty is equipped with a 331 CI Spitfire V8 engine, churning out an impressive 225 horsepower. Paired with a PowerFlight 2-speed push-button automatic transmission, this car is a true testament to the engineering prowess of the 1950s. Now, let's take a closer look at the condition of this classic gem. According to the seller, this Windsor is a clean survivor with only 15,000 miles on the odometer. That's right, folks. This car has been meticulously preserved and maintained over the years, and it shows. The body, paint, trim, and interior are all believed to be original and in good condition, a true rarity for a car of this age. But that's not all. The seller also notes that the motor, drivetrain, brakes, and running gear have all been professionally refreshed, ensuring that this car runs and drives like a dream. With fairly new shocks, a stainless exhaust, and a 4BBL Edelbrock carburetor, this Windsor is ready to hit the road and turn heads wherever it goes. Now, it's worth noting that there is one small blemish on this otherwise pristine vehicle. The seller mentions that a carburetor fire burnt off a pizza-sized spot on the hood, which will need to be fixed by the new owner according to their preference. However, this is a minor issue that can easily be addressed, and it doesn't detract from the overall beauty and value of this classic car. In addition to the car itself, the seller is also throwing in a wealth of extras that any classic car enthusiast will appreciate. This includes a full set of literature, 2 workshop manuals, a parts book, and a catalog, as well as the original carburetor, manifold, and air cleaner. The seller also has an extra set of chrome side spears for a 2-tone paint job, and a chrome visor that mounts externally above the windshield, giving the new owner plenty of options for customization and personalization. Overall, this 1956 Chrysler Windsor sedan is an absolute gem of a find. With its powerful engine, pristine condition, and wealth of extras, this car is sure to be the pride and joy of any classic car collector. And at just $15,000, it's an absolute steal for a vehicle of this caliber. So what are you waiting for? If you're in the market for a classic car that's sure to turn heads and make your heart race, this 1956 Chrysler Windsor is the one for you. Don't let this opportunity pass you by. Contact the seller today and make this incredible piece of automotive history yours. 5. We've got a real treat for you. A stunning 1972 Pontiac Luxury Lemons that's up for grabs on Craigslist. This beauty is a true testament to the style and power of the muscle car era, and it's sure to turn heads wherever it goes. First things first, let's talk about the heart of this beast. Under the hood, you'll find the original 400 CI engine, paired with the original TH400 transmission. This powerful combination is sure to provide plenty of thrills on the open road, and it's a true joy to experience the raw power of a classic muscle car. Now let's take a closer look at the condition of this Lemons. The seller notes that the car runs great, but it does need a new battery to start. This is a common issue with classic cars that have been sitting for a while, and it's an easy fix for any enthusiast. The seller also mentions that the fuel has been treated with stable prior to taking the car off the road, which is a great sign that they've taken good care of this beauty. One of the most impressive things about this Lemons is the extensive documentation that comes with it. The seller has all the owner's documentation, service records, and receipts dating back to 1981, all in digital format. This is a true treasure trove for any classic car enthusiast, as it provides a detailed history of the car's maintenance and care over the years. Now, let's talk about the exterior of this Lemons. The car is finished in a stunning red paint that's sure to turn heads wherever it goes. The body looks to be in great shape, with no major dents or dings visible in the photos. The chrome trim and bumpers are also in excellent condition, adding to the overall classic look of this beauty. Inside, the interior looks to be in good condition as well. The seats and dash appear to be original and in great shape, with no major tears or wear visible. The seller doesn't mention anything about the functionality of the gauges or radio, so that's something to keep in mind if you're interested in this car. One thing to note is that the Lemons came from the factory with a 2-barrel carburetor setup. The seller mentions that they have the original 2-barrel carb and intake in a box, as well as the original air cleaner. This is a great bonus for any enthusiast who wants to restore the car to its original factory specifications. Now, let's talk about the price. At $12,000 or best offer, this 1972 Pontiac Luxury Lemons is a fantastic deal for anyone in the market for a classic muscle car. While it may need a little bit of work to get it back on the road, the overall condition and documentation of this car make it a worthwhile investment for any enthusiast. Overall, this 1972 Pontiac Luxury Lemons is a true gem of a find on Craigslist. Its powerful engine, stunning red paint, and extensive documentation make it a standout choice for any classic car collector. If you're in the market for a vintage muscle car that's sure to turn heads and provide plenty of thrills on the open road, this Lemons is definitely worth checking out. So why wait? Get in touch with the seller today and make this classic beauty your own. 6. We've got an incredible find that's sure to make your heart race and your palms sweat. Get ready to feast your eyes on this stunning 1966 Mercury Park Lane, currently up for grabs on Craigslist for just $12,000. First things first, let's talk about the powerhouse under the hood. This beauty is equipped with a newly rebuilt 410 cubic inch Mercury Marauder motor, which is sure to provide plenty of power and performance. The seller has also made a number of upgrades and improvements to the car, including a new starter, new ignition switch, new dual exhaust with Flowmaster mufflers, and a new fuel pump and regulator. With all these upgrades, this Park Lane is ready to hit the road and turn heads wherever it goes. Now let's take a closer look at the exterior of this classic gem. The car is finished in a stunning white paint job that's sure to catch the eye of anyone who sees it. The seller has also added a new vinyl wrap top with gold metal flakes, which adds a touch of luxury and sophistication to the overall look of the car. The body is in great shape, with no major dents or dings visible in the photos. Moving on to the interior, the seller notes that it's in great condition as well. The car features power steering, power windows, and power seats, all of which are in working order. The seller has also installed a new headliner, which adds to the overall comfort and style of the interior. The only downside is that the air conditioning and radio do not work, but these are minor issues that can easily be addressed by the new owner. One of the most impressive things about this park lane is the number of new parts and upgrades that the seller has installed. In addition to the items already mentioned, the car also has 4 new white wall tires, 2 new power window motors, a new fuel tank, new driver and trunk locks, and new hood hinges and springs. These upgrades not only improve the overall performance and reliability of the car, but also add to its value and desirability. Now, let's talk about the driving experience. The seller notes that the car runs and drives beautifully, which is a testament to the quality of the rebuilt engine and the various upgrades that have been made. With its powerful engine, smooth automatic transmission, and comfortable interior, this park lane is sure to provide a thrilling and enjoyable driving experience for anyone who gets behind the wheel. Finally, let's discuss the price. At just $12,000, this 1966 Mercury Park Lane is an absolute steal for a classic car of this caliber. With its rebuilt engine, numerous upgrades, and stunning white paint job, this car is sure to turn heads and provide years of enjoyment for its new owner. Plus, with only 81,000 miles on the odometer, this car has plenty of life left in it and is ready to be enjoyed for many years to come. In conclusion, if you're in the market for a classic car that's sure to impress and provide endless thrills on the open road, this 1966 Mercury Park Lane is the one for you. With its powerful engine, numerous upgrades, and stunning good looks, this car is a true gem of a find on Craigslist. So what are you waiting for? Get in touch with the seller today and make this incredible piece of automotive history yours. 7. We've got a real treat for you. A 1984 Cadillac Coupe de Ville that's up for grabs on Craigslist. This iconic ride is a true testament to the style and luxury of the 80s, and it's sure to turn heads wherever it goes. First things first, let's talk about the history of this beauty. According to the seller, this Coupe de Ville is a second-owner car, which is always a good sign. It means that the car has likely been well cared for over the years and hasn't been passed around from owner to owner. Now let's take a closer look at the condition of this Cadillac. The seller notes that the car is in good condition overall, which is impressive for a vehicle that's nearly 40 years old. However, it's important to note that the car was in last week's storm, so there may be some water damage or other issues that need to be addressed. The seller is upfront about this, which is always a good sign of honesty and transparency. Despite the storm, the seller notes that the car still runs and looks good. The exterior is finished in a striking yellow paint job that's sure to catch the eye of anyone who sees it. The body looks to be in good shape, with no major dents or dings visible in the photos. The chrome trim and bumpers are also in good condition, adding to the overall classic look of this Coupe de Ville. Under the hood, you'll find a powerful 8-cylinder engine that's ready to roar to life. Cadillacs of this era were known for their smooth, powerful engines, and this one is no exception. With 136,500 miles on the odometer, this car has likely seen its fair share of adventures over the years. However, it's important to note that the odometer has rolled over, so the actual mileage may be higher. Moving on to the interior, the seller doesn't provide many details, but based on the photos, it looks to be in good condition as well. The plush seats and spacious cabin are hallmarks of the Cadillac brand, and this Coupe de Ville looks to be no exception. The only potential downside is that the seller doesn't mention anything about the functionality of the radio, air conditioning, or other interior features, so that's something to keep in mind if you're interested in this car. Now let's talk about the price. At $8,500, this 1984 Cadillac Coupe de Ville is a fantastic deal for anyone in the market for a classic luxury car. While it may need some work to address any issues from the storm, the overall condition and history of this car make it a worthwhile investment for any enthusiast. Overall, this 1984 Cadillac Coupe de Ville is a true gem of a find on Craigslist. Its striking yellow paint job, powerful engine, and spacious interior make it a standout choice for anyone in the market for a classic luxury car. And with the seller being upfront about the car's history and condition, you can feel confident that you're making an informed decision if you decide to make this beauty your own. So why wait? Get in touch with the seller today and experience the thrill of driving a true American classic. 8. All right, folks, buckle up because we've got a real classic on our hands today. Straight from the heart of Texas, we've got a 1966 Pontiac GTO hardtop that's looking for a new home. This beauty is a true piece of American muscle car history, and it's ready to be brought back to its former glory. First things first, let's talk about what makes this GTO so special. According to the seller, this is a true 242 GTO, which means it's the real deal. It's got the classic 389 V8 engine under the hood, ready to roar to life and take you on the ride of your life. The car also comes with PHS docs in hand, which is a big plus for any collector looking to verify the authenticity of their ride. Now, let's talk about the condition of this GTO. The seller is upfront about the fact that this car needs some TLC. It's been sitting for a long time, and while the motor did run on starting fluid about a year ago, it currently doesn't run. The floorboards are also shot, which is something to keep in mind if you're planning on taking this car out for a spin anytime soon. But don't let that discourage you, folks. The frame on this GTO is solid, which is a great foundation to build upon, and with a little elbow grease and some love, this car could be back to its former glory in no time. One of the things that really sets this GTO apart is the fact that it's a factory AC car. That's right, you can cruise in style and comfort even on the hottest of Texas days. And let's not forget about the his and hers automatic transmission, which is a really cool feature that you don't see too often. Aesthetically, this GTO is a real looker. It's got a stunning burgundy exterior that's sure to turn heads wherever you go. The black interior is also a nice touch, giving the car a sleek and sophisticated look. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, the price. The seller is asking $14,900 or best offer for this GTO. While that may seem like a lot of money for a car that needs some work, it's actually a pretty fair price for a true 242 GTO with PHS docs. These cars are becoming increasingly rare, and finding one in this condition with all the right documentation is a real score. Of course, as with any classic car purchase, it's important to do your due diligence before making a decision. Make sure to inspect the car thoroughly, and don't be afraid to ask the seller any questions you may have. Overall, this 1966 Pontiac GTO hardtop is a real gem of a find. It's got all the right ingredients to make it a true collector's item. And with a little bit of work, it could be the pride and joy of any muscle car enthusiast's collection. So if you're in the market for a classic ride with a ton of potential, this GTO is definitely worth checking out. Who knows, it might just be the car of your dreams. 9. Have I got a treat for you today? We're diving into the details of a 1965 Ford 500 Custom that's currently up for grabs on Craigslist. This beauty is a true time capsule, and it's sure to make your heart skip a beat. First things first, let's talk about the condition of this Ford. The seller describes it as an outstanding time capsule, survivor-type car. And based on the description, it's easy to see why. With just about 59,000 miles on the odometer, this car is almost completely factory original. The sheet metal is exceptionally straight and free of rust, and the floors are in excellent condition. The paint is mostly original, and the interior is absolutely gorgeous. It's clear that this car has been well cared for over the years. One of the most impressive things about this Ford is that it's been parked in dry storage for decades. That means it hasn't been exposed to the elements, which can be incredibly damaging to classic cars. While there are obvious signs of age and character, there's no major distress to be found. That's a testament to the quality of the car and the care that's been taken to preserve it. Under the hood, you'll find the original straight-six engine and a 3-speed manual transmission on the column. While the car does run and drive, the seller notes that it will require a bit of maintenance to be truly roadworthy. But that's to be expected with any classic car, and it's a small price to pay for the opportunity to own a piece of automotive history. Now, let's talk about the potential of this Ford. The seller mentions that it's a very low-option car, much like they were back in the day. That means it's the perfect candidate for a factory big-engine, 4-speed racer build. Imagine the possibilities. With a little bit of work, this car could be transformed into a true beast on the road. Of course, it's worth noting that the seller is open to interesting trades. So if you've got something special in your garage that you're willing to part with, it might be worth reaching out to see if a deal can be made. Now let's talk about the price. At $12,900, this 1965 Ford 500 Custom is a steal for any classic car enthusiast. Sure, it might need a little bit of work to get it in top shape, but the potential is there. And with the car's history and condition, it's sure to be a valuable addition to any collection. Overall, this 1965 Ford 500 Custom is an absolute gem of a find on Craigslist. Its survivor status, low mileage, and potential for customization make it a standout choice for any classic car enthusiast. If you're in the market for a vintage ride that's sure to turn heads and get your heart racing, this Ford is definitely worth checking out. So why wait? Get in touch with the seller today and make this beauty your own.
10. We're diving into the details of a stunning 1968 Ford Galaxy XL 500 convertible that's currently up for grabs on Craigslist. This beauty is a true icon of the muscle car era, and it's sure to turn heads wherever it goes. First things first, let's talk about the condition of this Galaxy. The seller describes it as being in good condition overall, which is always a promising sign. However, it's important to note that the car does need some finishing touches and a convertible top repair. But don't let that discourage you. With a little bit of elbow grease and some TLC, this car could be a real showstopper. One of the most impressive things about this Galaxy is the brand new paint job. The seller invested a whopping $8,000 into a stunning burgundy red color that's sure to make this car stand out from the crowd. It's clear that a lot of love and attention has gone into this vehicle, and it shows in every detail. Under the hood, you'll find a powerful 390 engine that's ready to roar to life. This engine is a true beast, and it's sure to provide plenty of thrills on the open road. Whether you're cruising down the highway or tearing up the track, this Galaxy has the power and performance to keep up with the best of them. Now, let's talk about some of the other features of this car. The seller mentions that it has a brand new battery, which is always a plus. No one wants to be stranded on the side of the road with a dead battery, so it's great to know that this Galaxy has a fresh one ready to go. Of course, it's worth noting that the convertible top does need some repair work. But honestly, that's a small price to pay for the opportunity to own a classic like this. Imagine cruising down the road with the wind in your hair and the sun on your face. It's an experience that every car enthusiast should have at least once in their life. Now let's talk about the price. At $15,000, this 1968 Ford Galaxy XL 500 convertible is a bit of an investment. But when you consider the amount of work and money that's already gone into this car, it's actually a pretty fair price. Plus, with a little bit of work, this car could easily be worth twice that amount or more. Overall, this 1968 Ford Galaxy XL 500 convertible is an absolute gem of a find on Craigslist. Its stunning paint job, powerful engine, and iconic style make it a standout choice for any classic car enthusiast. And while it does need some work, the potential for greatness is there. So if you're in the market for a vintage ride that's sure to turn heads and get your heart racing, this Galaxy is definitely worth checking out. Don't let this opportunity pass you by. Get in touch with the seller today and make this beauty your own. 11. We've got a real treat for you. A 1983 Chevrolet Camaro Z28 that's up for grabs on Craigslist. This classic beauty is a true testament to the power and style of the muscle car era, and it's sure to get your heart racing. First things first, let's talk about the condition of this Camaro. The seller describes it as being in good condition overall, which is always a promising sign. While there are a few surface rust spots, the seller notes that they're nothing major. The interior is also in good shape, although it is missing the headliner. But hey, that's just an opportunity to put your own personal touch on this classic ride. Now, let's talk about the power under the hood. This Camaro is packing a 305 V8 engine that's sure to provide plenty of thrills on the open road. Paired with a professionally rebuilt 700R4 automatic transmission, this car is ready to take on anything you throw at it. And with a mild cam and dual exhaust, you can bet that this Camaro sounds as good as it looks. One of the standout features of this Camaro is the IROC 16 inches wheels. These wheels not only look great, but they also provide excellent handling and performance. And with new Cooper 245 tires that have less than 300 miles on them, you can feel confident that this car will grip the road like a champ. The seller also notes that they've made some recent upgrades to this Camaro, including new ignition components
and a new alternator. These upgrades not only improve the car's performance but also ensure that it's reliable and ready to hit the road whenever you are. Now let's talk about the history of this Camaro. The seller bought it from the original owners, which is always a good sign. It means that the car has likely been well cared for over the years and hasn't been passed around from owner to owner. The seller has also gotten the car road ready again, so you can feel confident that it's in good shape and ready to roll. Of course, it's worth noting that the odometer has rolled over, so the actual mileage of this Camaro is unknown. But with the recent upgrades and the overall good condition of the car, it's clear that this Camaro has plenty of life left in it. Now, let's talk about the price. At $5,500, this 1983 Chevrolet Camaro Z28 is an absolute steal. For a classic car with this much power and style, you'd be hard-pressed to find a better deal. And with the seller noting that they need the cash for a remodel on their house, you can feel good about supporting a fellow enthusiast, while also getting a great car in the process. Overall, this 1983 Chevrolet Camaro Z28 is a true gem of a find on Craigslist. Its powerful engine, stylish wheels, and recent upgrades make it a standout choice for any muscle car enthusiast. And while it may have a few minor imperfections, the overall good condition and history of the car make it a worthwhile investment. So if you're in the market for a classic ride that's sure to turn heads and get your heart racing, this Camaro is definitely worth checking out. Don't let this opportunity pass you by. Get in touch with the seller today and make this beauty your own. 12. We've got a real treat for you. A stunning 1968 Chevrolet Corvair Monza that's up for grabs on Craigslist. This beauty is a true gem from the golden era of American automotive engineering, and it's sure to make your heart skip a beat. First things first, let's talk about the condition of this Corvair. The seller describes it as being in excellent condition, and based on the extensive list of work done on the car, it's easy to see why. This Corvair has been meticulously maintained over the years, with significant work done between 2008 and 2014 to ensure it's in top-notch mechanical shape. One of the most impressive things about this Corvair is the engine rebuild that was done in 2014. With only about 5,000 miles put on the car since then, you can feel confident that this beauty is ready to hit the road and provide plenty of thrills. The F62 7L engine is paired with an automatic 2-speed transmission, ensuring a smooth and nostalgic driving experience that's sure to put a smile on your face. But the engine rebuild is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the work that's been done on this Corvair. In 2008, the car received a new engine wiring harness, interior carpet, heater hoses, and a rebuilt carburetor. Fast forward to 2014, and the car got new armrests, a new steering wheel, fresh emblems, and a rebuilt steering box and speedometer cable. And let's not forget about the new windshield, fresh paint job, and updated stereo system with new speakers that were added in 2015. Aesthetically, this Corvair is a real head-turner. The striking yellow exterior is sure to catch the eye of anyone who sees it, and the black interior has been reupholstered for a fresh, comfortable ride. It's clear that a lot of love and attention has gone into making this car look and feel its best. Now let's talk about the price. At $7,999, this 1968 Chevrolet Corvair Monza is an absolute steal. For a classic car in this condition with this much work done on it, you'd be hard-pressed to find a better deal. And with only 30,665 miles on the odometer, this car has plenty of life left in it. Of course, it's worth noting that this Corvair is being sold by Richardson Motor Company in Sierra Vista, Arizona. So if you're not local to the area, you'll need to factor in the cost of transportation, but trust us when we say that this car is worth the extra effort. Overall, this 1968 Chevrolet Corvair Monza is a true gem of a find on Craigslist. Its excellent condition, extensive maintenance history, and stunning good looks make it a standout choice for any classic car enthusiast. And with the affordable price tag, it's an opportunity that's simply too good to pass up. So why wait? Get in touch with Richardson Motor Company today and make this beauty your own. 13. We've got a real treat for you. A 1965 Chrysler Imperial that's up for grabs on Craigslist. This beauty is a true survivor from the golden age of American automotive design, and it's sure to make your heart skip a beat. First things first, let's talk about the condition of this Imperial. The seller describes it as being in good condition,
which is pretty impressive for a car that's almost 60 years old. The body is straight and rust-free, which is a testament to how well this car has been cared for over the years. And get this, the paint is original. That's right, this Imperial is still rocking its factory paint job, which is a rare find in today's world of custom paint jobs and restorations. Under the hood, you'll find a beefy 413 engine that's paired with a 727 transmission. The seller notes that the car runs, which is always a good sign. While there's no mention of any recent mechanical work or upgrades, the fact that this Imperial is still running strong after all these years is a testament to the quality and durability of Chrysler's engineering. One of the things that really sets this Imperial apart is its originality. The seller notes that the car is completely stock and original, which is a real rarity in the world of classic cars. So many of these old beauties have been modified or restored over the years, but this Imperial is a true time capsule. It's a glimpse into the past, a reminder of a time when cars were built to last and style was just as important as function. Now, let's talk about the price. The seller has reduced the price again, which tells us that they're motivated to sell. At just $3,000, this Imperial is an absolute steal. Sure, it may need some work to get it in tip-top shape, but the bones are there. And with a pink slip in the seller's name and registration that's good until November 2024, you can feel confident that you're getting a legitimate classic car. Of course, it's worth noting that the odometer reads 120,000 miles. But for a car that's almost 60 years old, that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's a sign that this Imperial has been driven and enjoyed over the years, not just left to sit in a garage and collect dust. And with proper care and maintenance, there's no reason why this beauty can't keep on running for many more years to come. Overall, this 1965 Chrysler Imperial is a true gem of a find on Craigslist. Its originality, good condition, and low price make it a standout choice for any classic car enthusiast. And while it may not be in perfect condition, that's part of the charm of owning a vintage vehicle. It's a chance to put your own stamp on a piece of automotive history, to take something that's already great and make it even better. So if you're in the market for a classic car that won't break the bank, this Imperial is definitely worth checking out. Who knows? It might just be the start of a lifelong love affair with vintage vehicles. And even if it's not, it's still a chance to own a piece of American history, to experience the thrill of driving a car that's unlike anything else on the road today. So what are you waiting for? Get in touch with the seller and make this beauty your own before someone else beats you to it. 14. Get ready to feast your eyes on this sweet little 1962 Buick Skylark that's currently up for grabs on Craigslist. This baby is a real head-turner and a true gem from the golden age of American automotive design. First things first, let's talk about the condition of the Skylark. The seller describes it as being in good condition, which is always music to our ears. While there aren't a ton of details provided, the fact that the seller says it's a nice little car and fun to drive suggests that it's been well cared for over the years. And with just 16,462 miles on the odometer, this Skylark has plenty of life left in it. Under the hood, you'll find a powerful 8-cylinder engine that's ready to roar to life. While the seller doesn't specify the exact engine size, Buicks from this era were known for their beefy V8s that delivered plenty of power and torque. Paired with an automatic transmission, this Skylark is sure to be a smooth and easy driver that's perfect for cruising around town or hitting the open road. Now let's talk about the fun factor. The seller mentions that this Skylark is a blast to drive, and we totally believe it. There's just something special about getting behind the wheel of a classic car and feeling the wind in your hair and the rumble of the engine beneath you. And with its compact size and nimble handling, this Skylark is sure to be a joy to drive on twisty back roads or crowded city streets. Of course, we can't forget about the price. At just $7,450 or best offer, this Skylark is a real bargain for a classic car in good condition. Sure, it may not be a perfect show car, but it's a solid driver that's ready to hit the road and turn heads wherever it goes. And with a clean title and no major red flags mentioned in the ad, you can feel confident that you're getting a legitimate classic car that's been well loved over the years. Now, we know what you might be thinking. But wait, the ad doesn't provide a ton of details about the car's history or any recent maintenance or upgrades. And you're right, it doesn't. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. Part of the fun of owning a classic car is getting to know it inside and out, learning its quirks and personality, and putting your own stamp on it. So while it would be nice to have more information up front, the lack of details just means that there's more opportunity for you to make this Skylark your own. Overall, this 1962 Buick Skylark is a real gem of a find on Craigslist. Its good condition, powerful engine, and fun-to-drive personality make it a standout choice for any classic car enthusiast. And at just $7,450 or best offer, it's a bargain that's hard to beat. So if you're in the market for a vintage ride that's sure to put a smile on your face every time you get behind the wheel, this Skylark is definitely worth checking out. But don't just take our word for it, hop in and take it for a spin yourself. The seller says it's ready to drive to Spokane today, so why not take them up on that offer? Who knows? You might just fall in love with this little Buick and decide to make it your own. And even if you don't, it's still a chance to experience a piece of automotive history and have a blast doing it. So what are you waiting for? Get in touch with the seller and make this Skylark yours before someone else beats you to it. 15. We're diving into the details of a stunning 1977 Lincoln Mark V that's currently up for grabs on Craigslist. This beauty is a true icon of the 70s, and it's sure to turn heads wherever it goes. First things first, let's talk about the condition of this Lincoln. The seller describes it as being in good condition, which is always a promising sign. With only 57,000 actual miles on the odometer, this Mark V has been gently used over the years and still has plenty of life left in it. The seller also mentions that it has a new battery and vinyl top, which shows that they've been taking good care of this classic ride. Now let's talk about the features of this Lincoln. As a top-of-the-line model from the 70s, the Mark V is loaded with luxury amenities that were cutting-edge for its time. It's got a smooth-shifting automatic transmission that makes driving a breeze, and a powerful engine that provides plenty of get-up and go. The interior is also a real treat, with plush leather seats and all the creature comforts you could want. Of course, one of the biggest selling points of this Lincoln is its stunning good looks. The Mark V has a long, sleek body that's accented by chrome trim and a distinctive grille. It's the kind of car that makes a statement wherever it goes, and it's sure to turn heads and spark conversations at car shows and cruise-ins. Now, let's talk about the price. At $10,000, this Lincoln Mark V is priced to sell. While it may seem like a lot of money for an older car, it's actually a great deal for a classic ride in this condition. With its low mileage, new battery and vinyl top, and overall good condition, this Mark V is a solid investment that's sure to hold its value over time. One thing to keep in mind is that the seller is extremely hard of hearing, so they prefer to communicate via text. They've provided a phone number in the ad, so if you're interested in this Lincoln, be sure to shoot them a text rather than trying to call. The seller also notes that they will delete the ad when the car is sold and won't respond to "Is this still available?" inquiries, so if you're serious about making this Mark V yours, don't hesitate to reach out. Overall, this 1977 Lincoln Mark V is a real gem of a find on Craigslist. Its good condition, low mileage, and luxurious features make it a standout choice for any classic car enthusiast. And while the price may seem steep at first glance, it's actually a great deal for a car of this caliber. So if you're in the market for a vintage ride that's sure to impress, this Mark V is definitely worth checking out. But don't just take our word for it. Get in touch with the seller and see this beauty for yourself. Who knows? You might just fall in love with this classic Lincoln and decide to make it your own. And even if you don't, it's still a chance to experience a piece of automotive history and appreciate the craftsmanship and style of a bygone era. So what are you waiting for? Text the seller today and make this Mark V yours before someone else beats you to it. 16. Have I got a treat for you today? We're diving into the details of a stunning 1984 Buick LeSabre Limited 2-door coupe that's currently up for grabs on Craigslist. This beauty is a rare find, and it's sure to make your heart skip a beat. First things first, let's talk about the rarity of this LeSabre. As a 2-door coupe, it's not something you see every day. Most LeSabres from this era were 4-door sedans, so finding a coupe in this condition is a real treat. It's the kind of car that's sure to turn heads and spark conversations wherever it goes. Now let's talk about the condition of this Buick. With only 58,000 miles on the odometer and a full history of receipts, including the original bill of sale from the dealership and the window sticker, you can feel confident that this car has been well cared for over the years. The seller notes that it runs and handles like new with a 307 5.0 cast iron block V8 engine and an automatic transmission that shifts smoothly. One of the things that really sets this LeSabre apart is its outstanding interior. The seller notes that there are no mysterious stains, odors, cracks, or tears, and that the steering wheel is in perfect condition. The upper faux wood parts of the door panels are also in excellent shape, which is a rarity for a car of this age. And with the original floor mats still in place, it's clear that this car has been loved and cherished by its previous owners. Of course, we can't forget about the exterior of this LeSabre. The seller notes that it was originally from Ohio and was rust-proofed underneath, which means that it hasn't suffered from the harsh Texas sun that can damage the dash, steering wheel, and interior of other classic cars. The only minor flaw is a small chip in the windshield in the top tinted area, but that's a small price to pay for a car in this condition. Now, let's talk about the recent upgrades to this LeSabre. Within the last 2 years, it's had a new transmission, complete exhaust system, AC conversion, and tires. That means that it's ready to hit the road and provide plenty of driving enjoyment for years to come. And with everything functioning properly, from the power locks and seat to the power antenna and cruise control, you can feel confident that this car is in top-notch shape. Of course, we can't forget about the price. At $14,316 plus tax, title, and license if it stays in Texas, this LeSabre is priced to sell. And with the seller accepting credit cards and not charging any inventory or document fees, it's a straightforward and easy transaction. Plus, if you're coming from out of town, the seller is willing to pick you up from the airport, making it easy to fly in and drive this beauty home. Overall, this 1984 Buick LeSabre Limited 2-door coupe is a real gem of a find on Craigslist. Its rarity, excellent condition, and recent upgrades make it a standout choice for any classic car enthusiast. And with the seller's willingness to work with out-of-town buyers and provide a full history of the car, you can feel confident that you're making a smart investment. So if you're in the market for a vintage ride that's sure to impress, this LeSabre is definitely worth checking out. Don't let this opportunity pass you by. Get in touch with the seller today and make this beauty your own. 17. We're diving into the details of a stunning 1979 Chevrolet Corvette that's currently up for grabs on Craigslist. This beauty is a true icon of American muscle, and it's sure to make your heart race. First things first, let's talk about the specs of this Corvette. It's an L82 model with an automatic transmission, which means it's got plenty of power and is easy to drive. Under the hood, you'll find a beefy 8-cylinder engine that's ready to roar to life and take you on the ride of your life. Now let's talk about the condition of this Corvette. With only 48,000 miles on the odometer, it's clear that this car has been well cared for over the years. The seller notes that the body and paint are in great shape for a 45-year-old car, which is a testament to how well it's been maintained. The interior is also very clean, with no signs of wear or tear. One of the things that really sets this Corvette apart is its history. The seller notes that it's always been stored indoors and has been well taken care of. That means that it hasn't been exposed to the elements or suffered from neglect like some other classic cars. And with a list of recent repairs and replacements, including the alternator, distributor, exhaust, fan clutch, power steering lines, shocks, upper radiator hose, and water pump, you can feel confident that this car is in top-notch mechanical shape. But the upgrades don't stop there. This Corvette also comes with some sweet extras, including the original solid color T-tops, a bra, a car cover, a suitcase for the T-tops, and an aftermarket radio. These additions not only enhance the look and functionality of the car, but also show that the previous owner was passionate about taking care of it. Of course, we can't forget about the driving experience. The seller notes that this Corvette is a very enjoyable car to drive, and we totally believe it. There's just something special about getting behind the wheel of a classic American muscle car and feeling the power and performance at your fingertips. And with its sleek blue paint job and iconic Corvette styling, this car is sure to turn heads wherever it goes. Now let's talk about the price. At $12,500, this 1979 Chevrolet Corvette is priced to sell. While it may seem like a lot of money for an older car, it's actually a great deal for a Corvette in this condition with these upgrades. Plus, with its low mileage and well-documented history, you can feel confident that you're getting a solid investment that will hold its value over time. Overall, this 1979 Chevrolet Corvette is a real gem of a find on Craigslist. Its iconic styling, powerful performance, and excellent condition make it a standout choice for any classic car enthusiast. And with its recent upgrades and included extras, it's ready to hit the road and provide years of driving enjoyment. So if you're in the market for a vintage American muscle car that's sure to impress, this Corvette is definitely worth checking out. Don't let this opportunity pass you by. Get in touch with the seller today and make this beauty your own. 18. We're diving into the details of a stunning 1976 Lincoln Mark IV that's currently up for grabs on Craigslist. This beauty is a true icon of American luxury, and it's sure to make your jaw drop. First things first, let's talk about the condition of this Lincoln. The seller describes it as being in excellent condition, and based on the photos, it's easy to see why. The gray paint job looks absolutely flawless, with no signs of fading or wear. The chrome trim is shiny and bright, and the body lines are straight as an arrow. It's clear that this car has been well cared for over the years and has been kept in pristine condition. Under the hood, you'll find a powerful 8-cylinder engine that's ready to roar to life. The seller notes that the car runs perfectly, which is a testament to the quality of the engine and the care that's been taken to maintain it. And with only 49,000 miles on the odometer, this Lincoln has plenty of life left in it. Now let's talk about the features of this Mark IV. As a top-of-the-line model from the 70s, it's loaded with all the luxury amenities you could want. The interior is finished in plush leather that looks like it's been barely sat in. The wood grain accents on the dash and door panels are rich and glossy, adding to the overall feeling of opulence. And with features like power windows, power locks, and a premium sound system, this Lincoln is the ultimate in comfort and convenience. But the real star of the show is the overall style of this Mark IV. The long, sleek body is accented by the signature Lincoln grille and hidden headlights. The sloping rear deck and Continental kit add to the car's unique look, making it stand out from anything else on the road. It's the kind of car that makes a statement wherever it goes, and it's sure to turn heads and spark conversations. Of course, we can't forget about the driving experience. The seller notes that this Lincoln runs perfectly, and we totally believe it. The smooth, quiet ride is the stuff of legends, and the effortless power of the engine makes driving a breeze. Whether you're cruising down the highway or just tooling around town, this Mark IV is sure to provide a driving experience that's second to none. Now, let's talk about the price. At $14,000, this 1976 Lincoln Mark IV is priced to sell. While it may seem like a lot of money for an older car, it's actually a great deal for a classic in this condition. The excellent condition, low mileage, and luxurious features make it a solid investment that's sure to hold its value over time. Plus, with the seller describing it as very clean, you can feel confident that you're getting a car that's been well maintained and is ready to provide years of driving enjoyment. Overall, this 1976 Lincoln Mark IV is an absolute gem of a find on Craigslist. Its stunning good looks, powerful performance, and luxurious features make it a standout choice for any classic car enthusiast. And with its excellent condition and low mileage, it's a solid investment that's sure to provide years of driving enjoyment. So if you're in the market for a vintage luxury car that's sure to impress, this Lincoln is definitely worth checking out. Don't let this opportunity pass you by. Get in touch with the seller today and make this beauty your own. 19. We've got a real treat for you, a 1985 Cadillac DeVille that's up for grabs on Craigslist. Now, I know what you might be thinking. A car that old? It must be a rusty pile of junk. But hold your horses, because this beauty is anything but that. The seller claims that this red apple Cadillac Coupe DeVille is in mint condition, and from the looks of it, they might just be telling the truth. With only 61,000 miles on the odometer, this classic ride has barely been broken in. Under the hood, you'll find a 4.1-liter V8 engine that purrs like a kitten and roars like a lion when you step on the gas. But what really sets this Caddy apart is its pristine condition. The seller says there have been no wrecks, no smoking, and get this, no one has ever even ridden in the back seat. That's right, folks. You could be the first person to ever grace the rear cushions of this luxurious land yacht. And if you're worried about storage space, fear not.
The trunk has never been used either. It's like a time capsule on wheels. Now, I know some of you might be skeptical about a car this old being in such great shape, but the seller seems to be upfront about the few updates that have been made. They've put on 4 new tires, replaced the headliner, radiator, and AC compressor. Other than that, everything is original, just like the day it rolled off the assembly line. Of course, all this mint condition goodness comes at a price. The seller is asking $13,000 for this classic Cadillac. Some might say that's a bit steep, but when you consider the rarity and condition of this vehicle, it might just be worth every penny. So if you're in the market for a piece of American automotive history that's been preserved like a fine wine, this 1985 Cadillac DeVille might be the car of your dreams. But don't wait too long. A car like this won't stay available for long. If you have any questions or want to make an offer, be sure to message the seller. And who knows? You might just be cruising down the road in this red apple beauty before you know it. 20. We're diving into the world of classic American muscle with a 1968 Plymouth Belvedere up for grabs on Craigslist. Now, before we get too excited, let's take a closer look at what we're dealing with here. First off, the seller is asking $6,500 for this beast. That might seem like a fair price for a piece of automotive history, but there are a few things to consider. The title status is listed as salvage, which means this car has likely been through some serious damage in the past. It's been off the road since 1993, so who knows what kind of shape it's really in under the surface. But let's focus on the positives for a moment. This Plymouth has been mini-tubbed and set up for a big block engine and a 4-speed transmission. That's the kind of setup that gets any gearhead's heart racing. The frame has been tied and there's a disc brake conversion already done. Plus, with 3.91 rear gears, this thing is ready to tear up the streets, or maybe just the drag strip. Now, the seller does admit that there's no driveline included, so you'll need to source your own engine and transmission. But hey, that just means you can customize this ride to your heart's content. The original paint is still there, and the seller claims there's no rust. Always a good sign for a car this old. Sure, there are some bumps and bruises, but that just adds to the character, right? One thing to note is that this car is originally from Oregon State, so if you're not local, you'll need to factor in the cost and logistics of transportation. And with a salvage title, you might run into some issues with registration and insurance depending on your location. Overall, this 1968 Plymouth Belvedere is a project car with a ton of potential. It's not for the faint of heart, but if you're willing to put in the work and the money, you could end up with a seriously cool piece of American muscle. The seller is open to trades for other C-body vehicles, so if you've got something to offer, it might be worth reaching out. Just remember, folks, buying a classic car is always a gamble. Do your research, ask plenty of questions, and be prepared for some unexpected surprises along the way. But if you're up for the challenge, this Plymouth might just be the perfect canvas for your automotive masterpiece.